read about Rajan sir?
Yes, I will. I will definitely read about him. Dr. Shri S.K. Rajan sir met Brahmarshi Patriji on 5th July 1998 when he was in search of an actualized master who could be akin to a Buddha. He was convinced that Patri sirs stand on many social matters such as vegetarianism, idol worship, medication, etc., where absolute synchrony with his own thinking and such an self actualized master is the need of the world during this century. He was secretary of the Mysore chapter of PSSM for 3 years, while he served his bank RBI and NABARD. After transfer to Tamil Nadu and later Kerala, set up PSSM centers there too. Was awarded title of Dhyan Ratna for promoting the cause of PSSM in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. He served 2 terms as managing trustee of Pyramid Valley International, now contributing to IFSS as its vice chairman and as trustee of Pyramid Valley Trust. His family has organized and conducted more than 15,000 meditation sessions, and he is a voracious book reader too. Welcome, sir. Welcome, S.K. Rajan, sir.
Thank you, Sheena. Yeah, welcome, sir. You can unmute, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Welcome,
now,
sir.
yeah, I will start by telling you briefly about why and how my meeting with Patriji really stopped me from searching for a guru.
सर जस्ट मिनट सर सर आपका थोड़ा सा ना आवाज में डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा है सर माइक या कुछ क्लोजर लेंगे सर
वो फैन को
देयर
बंद
इज अ लिटिल
करेंगे।
यस सर यस सर
एसी चल रहा है लेकिन फैन को बंद। अभी कैसे हैं? ठीक है?
यस सर वेरी नाइस थैंक यू सर थैंक्स
Yeah. So now we come from a Orthodox family, upper middle class Orthodox family, but then because I studied in convent schools, a lot of English schools, so a lot of reading could be done by me. इसलिए बहुत कुछ मैं पढ़ चुका हूँ about various religious movements, about religious masters. I used to keep on reading right from the age of 15. I would have read Deepak Chopra sometime when I was about 18 or 19. Gospel of Sri Ram Krishna, because I used to visit Belur Dakshineshwar when I was in Calcutta. And I studied in an institution which was governed by the Ramakrishna Mission. इसीलिए इसका भी असर मेरे पर पड़ा था और I had a book those days when I was around 20 years, Gospel of Sri Ram Krishna. I read through that, the whole book. It's a very thick book, fat book, almost 1,200 pages. But after all this reading, I felt that the rituals that we were performing in our own homes, respective homes, उसमें से कुछ असलियत मुझे नहीं मिला because I was still searching for something which can satisfy my soul, which can satisfy myself as to the reason why I was born or what is the purpose of my life. इतने सारे प्रश्न थे जिसके लिए सुझाव मुझे नहीं मिल रहा था, जवाब नहीं मिल रहा था, and that was the time in 1998, 5th of July, that is the Guru Purnima day, you know. Just as we celebrated recently Guru Purnima, 5th of July 1998, my better half, Girija Rajan, called me to a program in Mysore. I was posted in Mysore. I was working for the Reserve Bank and the NABARD. Then I told her, because at that time I was a fairly important figure in the district, because I used to have a lot of interactions with the topmost government officials. But I had a feeling that I need not attend any more of these sessions because somehow I don't get the satisfaction at the end of it. Everyone does the pravachana and all that, but ultimately their eye is on the number of people they can please and the number of people who are able to appreciate them. And ultimately, all this boils down to the collections. So इसीलिए मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा all this. So I stopped attending these programs but started reading a lot of books. In one of the books, Autobiography of a Yogi, I happened to read it. I was very much impressed by that book. But regarding this program on 5th July in meditation session, it was in the Mysore Palace. And my wife wanted me to attend the program. Then I told her, I think I will keep off. I will rather drop you and come back. If I find it worthwhile, I'll sit back, or otherwise I'll just get back. ऐसे ही वादा करके मैं उनको लेके गया था उधर, लेकिन वहां जाते ही मैं देखा मेरे खास दोस्त वहां बैठे हुए थे मंच पर. He was the Commissioner of Income Tax for Mysore and a good friend of mine. और साथ में एक व्यक्ति दाढ़ी वाले सफेद कुर्ता पैजामा में बैठे हुए थे. So suddenly I found there was a change because all speakers finished their speeches and now the Guruji, the person in white and white, had to speak. And I found he made a small antic. That is, कुर्सी पर बैठे हुए थे, सडनली वो क्या किए, कुर्सी को निकालने के लिए बोले और suddenly jumped up the table and sat on the table. And I was really amused to see that. Then he said, the first thing that we have to know about all of us is we create our own realities. और जो कुछ आजकल हो रहा है, it's all because of us alone. If it's good, it's because of us. If it's bad also, it's because of us. So the conclusion thereby is, no person can give you either lease of life or an ashirwad to make you promoted in your office or any other boon or blessing to remove your karma. ये तो साफ साफ समझने के बाद ही हम आध्यात्मिक पथ पर ज्यादातर वो यात्रा हम कर सकते हैं. ये तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा because I never heard someone speak so frankly and forthright with the courage of conviction. उसके बाद उन्होंने बहुत कुछ बात किए about the importance of doing meditation, the importance of vegetarianism. और ये दूसरी बात, ज्ञान तो होना ही था, लेकिन ये शाकाहार के बारे में कैसे बता रहे हैं. अभी तक I never heard anyone speak about food habits. Any guru, I visited at least quite a number of gurus, but no one speaks about food. And we know the reason. Obviously, they have a hidden agenda and they don't want to expose themselves by creating a division among people who eat plant foods and people who eat other foods. So they play safe by not mentioning about food. But when I heard Patriji say that we have no right to kill animals and we have to eat only shakahari khana, that really gave me a real confirmation that I am meeting a master who is a self-actualized master. Self-actualized master mane kya? What is the meaning of that? That we have to understand. Self-actualized master is a person who has achieved enlightenment and who works for the bigger picture He's always concentrating upon the bigger picture that he wants to achieve. And he doesn't go about or gets distracted. He cannot get distracted by smaller things. Say, for example, if there is no power inside the building in which he stays, he simply remains mum. He won't ask anyone why it happened, how it happened, what will you do to remove that problem, to set right the problem. I say, kuch puchte nahi. He only wants his bigger picture done. The bigger picture is teaching meditation, teaching vegetarianism, propagating vegetarianism, and making everyone an independent master and becoming a master. What is the meaning of becoming a master? Read Ramta, the White Book. Sorry, I'll be quoting a lot of books. I don't know whether people would like it or not, but then it's my way of conducting presentations because I have read plenty of
Yes,
books.
please, sir. We want to become a Buddha. So whatever you feel, we welcome you, sir.
So
Please, please.
great. I'm so happy that you are welcoming books. So read the book, Ramta, the White Book, where Ramta says, you are the monarch of your kingdom. You are the master of your life, and you create the destiny, no one else. So everything is in your hands, and you decide your present path and your future. So she also says the same thing, that everything is in your hands. You can mold and do the things that you really want so that you achieve what you want. And you can't put the blame on your father, grandfather, parents, your genes, or whatever you call it, your DNA, all that you cannot blame, because you have the right to decide which way you should go. So that was an important book I read. In the course of that, after the meditation session was over, I found this great person who played the flute. He had already put us into meditation. Mujhe to meditation mein I could see only a tunnel in which at the end I saw Swami Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. In my first meditation, that was the first time I was doing meditation. My wife and daughter had different experiences which they would narrate to you. But my wife was completely immersed in the meditation. I found that she didn't even move from the very spot where she was. No movements at all for almost 1.5 hours. I was wonderstruck at the sincerity with which she was doing meditation and deeply engrossed in the whole matter. After that, when there was a tea break, Patriji got down, met some people on the way, directly came to us. We were 3 of us, myself, Purma, and her mother, all 3 of us. The first question he asked me, Swamiji, how did you like it? I said, Guruji, I'm doing meditation for the first time in my life. Although I've read about it, read a lot of books about it, but I never tried it. The first time I'm trying. And I found it absolutely peaceful. It was wonderful. And I didn't know the passage of time. Then he said, that's great. I'm very happy to hear it. You have any questions? He asked me. I have only one question, and that question is to myself, I told him. The question is, why did it take so long for me to meet you? I should have started this almost 20 years back. Then I would be on a different footing. Then Guruji said, no time is prescribed for anything. It happens at the spur of the moment, and it happens because of so many reasons. So there is no regret about your getting late. You are not late. You are at the right time, the right spiritual time, he said. He said, every regret is a fresh blunder. So don't have a regret about when you met me or why you met me so late. I was deeply convinced by his answers because he was so very forthright, so very bold in answering all the questions. He didn't care about he didn't go bend himself as so many other godmen used to do and I had been seen. He didn't bend himself. He said, it is wrong to have, it is wrong to regret because every regret is a fresh blunder. This sentence I remember throughout my life. So all of you should remember that there are no regrets. Everything happens on its own time, and there are synchronicities or coincidences which make things happen. After this, my wife narrated her experience, my daughter narrated it, and we all went home. And then afterwards, my wife started doing meditation from day one onwards. From that day and from second day, it was continuing. Within about 15 days, she started getting messages in her ears. A lot of messages, even about carrying the umbrella to the office. So I was wondering what is happening. क्या हो रहा है अंदर में कुछ आवाज सुन रही है सिर्फ उनके लिए सुन रहा है वही तो सुन रहा है मुझे तो मिलता नहीं I am not able to hear anything but she is able to hear this. She is even able to see someone coming to wake her up. Can you imagine? 4 o'clock in the morning, she gets someone tapping her on the shoulder and she gets up to do dhyana. So all these things really baffled me, but I didn't question because it's not right to question. It's better to accept whatever happens. And obviously, she cannot be telling lies. झूठ तो नहीं बोलते होंगे वो तो इतना तो मुझे काफी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है.
Sir, there is a just disturbance in the voice, sir. Just can you check, sir? Yeah, there is some cracking voice is there.
Yeah. 1 second. You should stop. I put up the AC. Okay. Ready? Shall we continue? Okay.
Sir, actually, I think it's not from the AC. It's something cracking.
Is it?
Initially, it was not there, sir.
Oh. No, I'm not able to get any voice. What about you?
Yeah, it's okay now. Better.
Fine. Okay. So now, घर में कुछ तो आवाज आ रहा था उस समय and she used to get some messages and something and certain things used to happen like suddenly going Jana, then she's able to move her hands or something and she will get some information like that. It was happening. And the daily getting up by someone waking her up, all that was happening. So इसलिए मैंने क्या किया मैं चुप रहा. I was waiting for Patriji to reach so that I can get this clarified through him because he is the master who has introduced us to this. So next time Patriji came to Mysore, he used to come every 2 months to Mysore and spend at least 3-4 days with us. We used to sit for hours together. रात को करीब 8 बजे 9 बजे शुरू होने के बाद almost up to 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, we used to sit and discuss about various spiritual matters, starting from the soul, what is the soul, how it helps, how do you know the soul is eternal, and certain concepts he used to explain. Everything was wonderful. Then I asked him, how is this, all these experiences happened to my wife? Patriji, I would like to know. And whether these are really happening or how does it happen? Then he told me, Rajanji, you should start reading books. No point in simply listening to everyone or simply resorting to your practices of going to temples, doing puja, all that. Abandon all that, stop all that, straight away start reading books, make yourself wiser. Because Linda Goodman says books are the swiftest shortcut to enlightenment. Read Linda Goodman's Star Signs, then you will get a lot of knowledge about books, about money, about spirituality, about your health, about lexigramming. So many things are there. Read those books, you will get. Lexigramming is a science of developing your knowledge to form names in the best way possible so that you get the best reward in setting up an organization, setting up a trust, or things like that. Or even naming your own child. Okay. So learn lexigramming from Linda Goodman. So this way, I started getting a lot of information from Patriji, started buying books. All my money used to go for books. No outside entertainment, no outside food, everything at home or collectively with families which used to come to our house, and we used to do a lot of meditation together. My wife started doing 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours meditation. I used to do for 1 or 2 hours because I had office. She also had office, of course. I see we started progressing. Then when I had a book, Mundane to the Magnificent by Vera Stanley Alder. If you get the book, read it. Every one of you should read the book. That book talks about a lady who is able to go astrally and see what her neighbor does. बगल में जो रहते थे एक doctor, when he goes to he himself is not well, but he goes to a hospital, a nursing home for treatment. So this lady, Vera Stanley Alder, who was a spiritual guru, spiritual lady, she sat in meditation and her astral body went in search of that person. It went right up to the nursing home where he was to be operated. After 4 days, he got operated and he came back home. He got back and he was under rest. So she called on him to find out what happened to him. She didn't tell him that she has seen him in the nursing home or anything. She just went to call on him. When she called on him, he said that he had got himself admitted in a nursing home for a small surgery. Whereas this lady, the author of the book, she has seen the entire surgery taking place inside the room inside the room of the nursing home, and how he got operated and where he went. Before he went to the nursing home, he went to the post office to withdraw some cash. All this has been seen by her. Okay. So in the course of the conversation, he narrates that he went first to the post office, then he went to the nursing home, then he did this, did that, so many things. So she gets every information because she has astrally followed him. So that book gave me the clue that such things can happen when you go to higher levels of consciousness. If you go to higher levels, you can talk to even people who are dead, provided they are available to you, because everyone who is dead doesn't correspond with other people. We should understand that only people who have been absolutely good and spiritual and have vacated their body, they can appear for the benefit of people who are close to them. Why I say that is because of certain proof. Because one day when my wife was cleaning some vessels and she looked outside from her kitchen window, she could see a cat sitting on the wall. So she just closed her eyes to find out why the cat is sitting on the wall. Then she found the cat is looking at some place in some direction, keeping on mewing and creating a noise, seeing at some other direction. So immediately she again closed her eyes. She found it's the astral body of her mother. Her mother has already come there to tell her that she is on the right path of meditation. She talked to her. She said, you are on the right path. So the question arose, why is it that the mother has come but not the father? So that is a question I had for myself, but later after reading a lot of books. So Mundane to the Magnificent is the first book, and second book, Journeys Out of the Body by R.A. Munro. Read that book. It will tell you how you can go out of the body. So when you read such books, you come to know that there are people who can travel through the walls of your house. Okay. So why my father-in-law did not appear? The answer to that was, and I know from my own experience that my mother-in-law was more spiritually inclined. She was very spiritual lady, and she never thought even hurting a fly. किसी को दुख नहीं पहुंचाती थी. She was so good, so great. So she could come masterly for her benefit and give her a tip that you are on the right path, proceed, nothing to worry. And which meant she can pursue the path of the PA system. So that gave her a green signal from then on. That way a lot of things happen. But now, after reading books, I came to know her third eye has already been opened and she is able to see everything. So she is a great third eye master from day one, and she could get a lot of intuition, a lot of predictions. She could guess things that can happen, whether it will rain or it won't rain. She will accordingly take the umbrella with her. So that was the strength of her third eye. But then I started feeling that I should read more books, also try to activate my third eye. But in the process, I did not get what she had, the capacity to have astral experiences. लेकिन मुझे एक शक्ति आ गया था जिससे मैं आयोजित करने में एकदम नंबर 1 हो गया था. I used to organize classes in a new place. Coimbatore was a new place in Tamil Nadu, where we went from Mysore. From Mysore, I got transferred to Tamil Nadu to the place known as Erode. At Coimbatore was a place where my wife's relatives were staying. So we used to go off and on to that place. So once when we had a program in Coimbatore, Patriji was talking to me casually in the car because I used to drive the car and we used to take him to different places throughout Tamil Nadu, throughout Kerala and some parts of Karnataka. बात करते करते पत्रीजी बोले, अरे राजन जी, you are going to build a pyramid in Coimbatore and it will happen. I quietly received that message from him. I did not react because my financial position was not that good to even say yes or say no. इसलिए मैं चुप हो गया था, ऐसे ही सुन के चुप हुआ. Exactly about 1 year later, in the course of that 1 year, we came to Coimbatore, did some, conducted a lot of sessions in Coimbatore, and when Patriji came, you will be surprised to know, 4 दिन में 13 program में arrange किया. He was baffled. उसके पहले ही मैं I asked Patriji, can I arrange programs for you? Can it be 1 only per day or 2 per day or 3 per day? How many can I arrange? He said, arrange as much as you can. Even throughout the day, you have programs, I don't mind. इसीलिए मैं, when we went to arrange 1 or 2 programs, 2-3 programs used to get organized at the same place for the next day or for the next 2 days, or 3 programs in a day like that. So in 4 days, I could arrange 13 programs, and that was a real record. And Patriji was immensely happy. So then, talking about the pyramid, he told me, our pyramid, you will be able to build a pyramid, bana sakte hain, and you will be doing it in Coimbatore, he said. Then after that, I just left it aside, thinking someday it could happen. Incidentally, कैसे क्या हुआ? जहाँ पर एक प्रोग्राम हम अरेंज किए थे, वहाँ के लोग, they had already set up a senior citizens homes, जहाँ पर almost 100 people were staying, all old people. That owner of that came to my house, came to our house rather, और हमसे पूछे, क्या आप मुझसे मेरे साथ क्या आप ज्वाइन करके एक सीनियर सिटीजन होम में पार्टनर रह सकते हैं? तो मैंने कहा उनसे, मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है उसके लिए. So then he said, no, पैसे की जरूरत नहीं है, पैसे तो मेरे पास है. I only want your presence. You and your family, Girija madam, and yourself should be partners, your daughter also. So Vaisagi, I agreed. But I said, I won't give my name because I'm in government service, इसलिए वो नहीं कर सकते. फिर भी I can be an advisor. ऐसे बोल के उसके बाद मैंने कहा उनसे, मेरे लिए कंडीशन है, अगर आप तैयार हैं तो अच्छा होगा. So we can gladly enter the project. ऐसे बोलते ही मैं बोला उनसे that I want a pyramid also to be constructed there, but I don't have money to contribute. So you will have to do it out of what we collect from different people who come as investors. He was very happy. He said, उसमें क्या problem ही नहीं है. There's nothing to think about. आप जो चाहते हैं हो जाएगा. और we went ahead. We built a pyramid 45 feet by 45. 300 people can sit in the pyramid. The pyramid got built. In 1998, he told me that he made this prediction. In 2004, we inaugurated the pyramid with D.R. Karthikeyan as the chief guest and two other prominent people and one commissioner of income tax from Cochin, who was a close friend of mine. Vaisagi, that got done. So imagine the vision of Patriji and his capacity to see what is ahead. उसी समय everything was proved to us, and my whole family was right in making the right choice of a guru, of a person who can lead us forward in our spiritual movement as well as others. So our complete transformation took place in our lives. From then on, we have been traveling to various places. And regarding third eye, I want to mention only one item. मुझे एक ही अनुभव हुआ, वो तो एकदम बहुत अच्छा, one of the best experiences I have had. एक दिन ऐसे ही बैठ के ध्यान करते समय मेरे सीन पर आया, मन में I saw myself sitting along with the Chief Minister of Karnataka, जिनका नाम है S.M. Krishna. S.M. Krishna was then the Chief Minister and later became the Foreign Minister of our country. मैं उनके साथ बैठा हुआ मैं देखा, और we are exchanging some documents, I don't know what. I am giving him some booklet. वैसे मैं देखा. But ये होने के बाद, ये experience होने के बाद, I was thinking ये कैसे हो सकता है? And what was the need for me to see the Chief Minister? लेकिन almost about 10 days after this third eye experience, I got a call from the Development Commissioner's office, DC they call, district in charge. उनका ऑफिस से मुझे एक कॉल मिला that DC wants to meet me urgently, very urgent बोल के, कोई some peon also came and gave me a message. Because I was in Nabad and we were connected with all government departments. So when he called me, I went there and he said, Rajan ji, aapse kuch kaam hona hai. Can you help us? He asked me. I said, you tell me what your problem is or what your work is, and then I will tell you whether I can help you. Then he told me, Chief Minister is likely to come after 10 days to Mysore, along with 3 other ministers, and on his way he'll go to other districts and then finally land up in Mysore, which is an important district for Karnataka. और यहाँ पर roads, bridges, इसका refinancing के बारे में, loans के बारे में कुछ बात होने वाली है. उस समय your presence is very much required. आप रहने से बेहतर होगा हमारे लिए. और he requested my presence. I said, okay, fine. Then that particular day came. Meantime, I did some small work so that I can do my work effectively. That means I prepared some printed documents which we prepare in our bank normally for each district. हमारे लिए Mysore district का था, इसीलिए वो सब छपा के अपने गाड़ी में रख दिया था. And मंच पे बैठे हुए I was in the front row of that meeting hall, big hall, where about 500 people were already seated. And I was in the VIP enclosure, and then suddenly the DC Development Commissioner saw me, and he was happy, he smiled and waved at me. I immediately got a thought. I wrote a slip saying that मैं CM से मिलना चाहता हूँ. हमारे जो बुकलेट है उसको रिलीज करने के लिए यूजुअली एमएलए एमपी आते हैं, लेकिन इस समय इस साल बिकॉज सीएम इज देयर, सीएम के हाथ से वो करवा देंगे. When I gave this idea, I wrote it in a chit and sent it to the DC. DC gave it to the CM. CM said, asked through the mic, I could hear it. He said, नाबार्ड के इंचार्ज आ गए हैं क्या? And they said, yes. You please call him up, let him sit next to me, he said. वहां जाके मैं बैठ गया और I told him about the booklet, and he was very happy that booklet is being released, and about state, about how the funds will come to the state and what are the sectors. उसमें कई डिपार्टमेंट के नाम सब होगा, पैसे के अलॉटमेंट का बारे में होगा, सब कुछ मैं पढ़ के सुनाया उनको. And I shook hands with him. He was very happy. He released the magazine. It came out in all the newspapers and the TV, etc. I became suddenly an all India figure representing Karnataka, and our office was immensely happy. So I just wanted to tell you, कैसे हो रहा है, जो कुछ होने वाला है वो हमें दिखाई देगा. And this is just an example. वैसे तो I must have had only around 8 or 10 experiences, but all very good experiences, and all showing what is ahead of us. So my meditation was going strong, and as usual, we eat only vegetarian food and we eat very little, and days went on like that. I started reading plenty of books. Then I came over here to Bangalore at the call of Patriji. Meantime, lot of assignments are given to me. IFSS, I was in charge. We organized 36 programs throughout India, and wonderfully we have done our Indian Federation of Spiritual Scientists. So what I want to tell our viewers is, we have made the right choice in being members of the PSSM. But the only thing is that we have to be very sincere about our job. Read Richard Bach's Illusions. He says, the biggest obligation that we have for ourselves, the biggest obligation that we have for ourselves is to be true to ourselves. So being true to ourselves, Manikya, acting according to our conscience. And that way you can render your duty as long as you are in this planet. So now let us come to our topic, walk-in. Shall we go to the next topic, walk-ins? You ready, my dear friends? My dear friends, are you ready for the topic?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You ready? Okay.
Yes, sir. We are just eagerly waiting, and it's so interesting to listen to your journey and to reach finally to walking. And you have met living or walking, right?
वैसे तो बहुत कुछ है अनुभव के बारे में बोलने के लिए, वो दो दिन लगेगा पूरा अनुभव बोलने में. But एक बात मान लीजिए, that there is no greater, at least I have not met any greater person than our Patriji, because he has immense knowledge, immense. And he keeps on reading. He has read over 1 lakh books at least 5 years back. और पढ़ते पढ़ते रहते हैं. और मुझे तो उनसे बहुत ज्यादा फायदा मुझे मिल रहा है, क्योंकि whenever he gets a new book which really turns him inside out, he will tell me, he will ring me up and tell me, I read this book. Or when he is with me, he'll show me the book. The first thing he does is he opens the bag and shows me the book when he comes to the Pyramid Valley. He says, this is the book I'm reading. I immediately arrange and take a Xerox of that, and then I have it. Like that, I got about 100 to 200 books Xeroxed, other than books that I purchase. So regarding walk-ins, I want to make a disclosure here for the benefit of all the beautiful souls assembled here, that In our family, there are 3 walk-ins. One is, as you know, madam. Second is Purnima. You must be knowing what she was earlier. And third is myself. Now I will tell you about my walk-in experience later, but I want you to understand what a walk-in means. My English is okay, or you want to make it simpler? Or you want it in more of
It's
Hindi?
okay, sir. You be comfortable, sir.
Okay. Because I don't know how many of you know, can understand me fully.
Yes, they can understand and just flow with the things, sir. They will understand. If not, they will meditate and they will decode.
Okay,
Actually,
that's
one more
fine.
thing, sir.
Yeah.
These people are from last 3 months. They are into this group, and they are such a great masters. They are meditating for 3 to 4 hours, and they took the decision to become Brahma Rishi itself. They want to complete 200 days of meditation, sir. So they all
Excellent.
joined, for last 3 months in the lockdown, and they online. They are all online people, sir. So across world, people
Oh,
are
wow.
in this group, sir. Even from London, from UK, and across India. But they all dedicated to become Buddha. That's all. No more, no less than Buddha. They want to become. So they will understand everything, sir.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
That's so wonderful. It's music to my ears, whatever you say. Okay. Right now, let us talk about walk-ins. What is a walk-in? First thing we should understand. Now, to understand what walk-in means, it's better to go or have a good peep into the life history of various great individuals who have really played their roles in the best way possible on this Mother Earth. Let us take Mahatma Gandhiji, for example, father of the nation. As we all know, Mahatma Gandhi was from a family which was fairly affluent, and he went for studies, Bharat Law in London, and we have heard about his affluent lifestyle on those days. But one question that used to really make people think a lot is, how did he suddenly get the idea to discard his clothes, which are so flamboyant, okay, so very costly and so very well dressed he was in those days. We have seen his photos in suited and booted. But then suddenly life took a different turn after a particular period when he realized that we have to help our country get free from the British. From then on, we all know he was bare-bodied, wearing only a dhoti and with his chest open, and so very simple living, high thinking. Okay, so he is a perfect example of a walk-in. Now, he is one. There are so many like that. Why Abraham Lincoln was a walk-in. So many masters have been walk-ins. So many people. Columbus was a walk-in. Okay. Now, if you start peeping into the life stories of so many big individuals, you will find that at some point in their lives, there has been a sudden turnaround. What does a turnaround mean? That they have stopped thinking about how to accumulate wealth, stop thinking about what are the pleasures in life, stop concentrating on things which are of temporary pleasures, and set themselves goals which are very high. Big goals they have set in for themselves. Even the mode of their dress, their companions, the books they read, and the people whom they approached, everything underwent a complete change. So, they are the people who are walk-ins. A walk-in means a spirit that walks into a living body. instead of being born as a baby, they enter the life of someone else. Okay. An exchange of souls is made when the occupying soul wants to go out, which means the other soul, which feels that its life is no more necessary on this planet, it exchanges its souls. It wants to continue its job. It wants to continue its mission, but it gets it done through another body. So that is a walk-in. So when does a walk-in occur? Is the next question. When the outgoing spirit is unable to handle the problems that it encounters in the course of its presence on the earth through the body, then the walk-in takes place, because it starts looking for people, looking for the ideal person with whom it can have this agreement. So the next question is, couldn't this occur with the death of the body? It can happen even with the death of the body. The soul can go there. But why cause death for a body when there is a longer period it can stay, and that too in another body? Okay. So why cause death of a body when another can take its place and do much good? So it is the soul that decides that that means he or she, could not deal with the karma which is really bothering him or her. Understand? For this body, it is not a time for it to die. So it has to continue there. So what happens is that particular individual gives his soul or gets into the body of another person so that the work will continue. So it is a trade between two parties agreeing to substitution of souls. Now the next question is, where is it planned, worked out and decided? It is planned and worked out on the spirit side. That means on the other side of the world. That is, after you vacate, you go to another world. On that world, it happens. So there, the astral masters, the masters who are there, we call them senior council of masters. They discuss it and the decisions are made. So who takes the decisions as to who would enter into whose body? So for this, the answer is the masters decide after identifying and satisfying themselves that the qualities of the concerned spirits are sufficiently similar and the change in the walk-in and the walk-out are not greatly noticeable. So next question is, do these entities, that is walk-in and walk-out, are they known to each other? Mostly they are known to each other, and mostly yes, the answer is yes. They would even have shared their lives together in very many lifetimes. So now I will come to my own experience. In the year 2014, to be precise, on 26th of November, I had a heart problem which necessitated angioplasty. Till then, I was reading certain books of a particular author. And in fact, Patriji had told me to read those books of that particular author. And I was deeply engrossed in the book. When I was reading those books, that is much before November, I'm talking about between September to November 26th. When I was reading those books, I used to see the author in my dreams, in my imagination, in my meditation, and very often, when I used to suddenly go and see, I used to see as if that person is somewhere here. He or she, whoever it is, I don't want to name the person. So then what happened? That particular day on 26th of November 2014, I suddenly had a ache on my left side and I couldn't lift my hands and my shoulder almost got frozen. I called my wife and said to call the ambulance. The ambulance came and immediately I was admitted. Again, while I was moving in the car, my driver came and took us to the nursing home. Again, when I was in the ambulance, I see the same person appearing off and on, smiling. And then it occurred to me that nothing is wrong with me. I'm completely okay. Meantime, my daughter, Purnima, rang up to Patriji to find out whether, or rather than find out, I'll say to inform Patriji that I am being admitted in the nursing home for some small problem. Immediately, Patriji said, it's a small karma which he requires to undergo. With that, everything is over, nothing to worry. Okay. And he also asked, incidentally, from 8 a.m. onwards, I've been trying Rajanji. I'm not getting his phone. Either it is switched off or something is wrong. I was desperately wanting to speak to him. So that shows how much we are aligned to the Master. So what is required is the grace of the Guru in every matter that we need, that we are passing on this earth. The grace of the Guru is absolutely important. And we are always aligned with the Guru. That makes us think of him or he thinks of us. So that is what I could understand that day. And after I was admitted, within half an hour, I was given a small injection on my thigh and the stent was sent in. Again, I saw the same author coming and smiling. I don't know what had happened. Then I went into a deep slumber. When I opened my eyes, I saw I was inside a room, inside the nursing home, on my bed, and my wife was close to me. At that time, she said, everything has been completed. The small surgery, which was for 30 minutes, is completed. There's nothing else. We have to just take rest for 3 days and go. I had the book of that particular author. Still, I'm reading the book. Can you imagine? Next day, within about 2 hours, I'm completely on my own and I was fully normal. So, from then on, I found there was a complete change in my own perception, my own thinking. And later, when I checked up after reaching home, this author who has written these books has died on the same day 2 years earlier. Same day that author has died, and the same day I have been admitted to this place where there has been an exchange of souls. It has taken place in the nursing home. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel any physical discomfort or physical change. But from then on, I knew that this is the thing. And only after checking the dates, I could see the synchronicity of this great incident. But I got further confirmation from my life partner, because she sat in meditation and she said, the three very great astral masters have supervised the entire operation, because I have heard, I do not know whether you have heard that Patriji had in one of his speeches just on Guru Purnima Day, he had mentioned that he became a walk-in in the year 1992, and after a small accident took place. And after that accident took place, after he became a walk-in, it was only after that he could meet his own guru, Sadananda Yogi. So Sadananda Yogi, the great master, has told Patriji at the time, I was waiting for you to become a walk-in so that I can meet you after you become a walk-in. So similarly, and he has told us that there were three masters present when his walk-in operation took place. Similarly, in my case, it has happened. Three great masters were present. And if you want to know why other masters are present, the reason is to prevent any black souls entering the body of a person who has been identified for a walk-in operation. So this takes place invariably. This has taken place in so many other cases where I know there are walk-ins. So now, we have to understand what are the usual qualities of a walk-in. And I will tell you my own qualities are what made a change in me. The qualities of walk-ins are, number one, they must have completed very many lifetimes. So they are not infant souls, they are not young souls, they are old souls. Old souls means they have completed very many lifetimes and have had a lot of experiences on this earth as well as in the other worlds. That is number one. Number two, they take over the willing souls ready to depart. So the walk-in comes here and the walk-in takes over the incomplete part of the work of the previous person who has gone, who has departed. And they have completed the term on earth. All walk-ins would have completed their term on earth long back, at least so many lifetimes back. And they come voluntarily to the earth to help humanity. Just as Patriji has come again, I think he's coming for the 7th time here to this earth. 6 times he has come here earlier in different lifetimes. So another quality which we know is that these walk-ins are giving ample proof that there is immortality of the soul. The soul continues forever. It comes and goes into different bodies. And they gain a lot of experience before going back to the other worlds. They come to know more about themselves. So with each lifetime, they become more and more spiritual and they reach higher levels in enlightenment. So every lifetime is for learning, and with each lifetime, every individual becomes more and more spiritual. So this is the law of constant progression and very fast progression. And next point is these walk-ins come down to earth with all the knowledge of deep awareness, knowledge of Akashic records, etc. And you know what Akashic records are. Akashic records are records giving you complete information. You can call it a Janam Kundali sort of thing. It's there in the other worlds. So if you read books on life after death, you'll come to know a lot about that. So all the knowledge of Akashic records of different masters, of different people, they have in their subconscious minds, which they can raise and bring to the surface whenever they want, so that they are able to do good to society. So walk-ins have the capacity to communicate with other beings who are present on the physical plane. And they are seldom seen. These beings are seldom visible to the ordinary persons. They are seldom seen or heard by those in the physical body. They will not be seen. So the walk-ins are able to see that. Then they have the capacity to communicate with other beings who are present on the physical plane, but are seldom seen or heard by those in the physical body. So walk-ins come not as masters, but they come as servants, and their task is to help every individual human being to discover the truth of spirituality for themselves. Now, how do you get this much knowledge about walk-ins is the next question which any of you would be wanting to know. See, there is a book, Strangers Among Us by Ruth Montgomery. If you happen to read it, you will get the complete information on what walk-ins are. And you need no proof more than what she has written, because everything that she has written in the book is dictated by her astral guru, some astral individual, astral angel or guide was there. And whenever she used to take the typewriter to write something, the astral guru will appear, the astral guide will appear, and the astral guide will dictate what is to be written. So she kept asking the question, who is a walk-in? When she has typed that, immediately the answer comes there. A walk-in is a supernatural soul who exchanges its soul with another living person for completing the task. So I will give you in this specific example of mine about this author. This author has written in one biography of his or her that his longevity is up to the age of 88, but has vacated the body when the age was only 77. So still 11 years remain to be spent by this great author. But before that, because of personal problems confronting her, starting from raids on her house, litigations, and so many other things, the author has to wind up the life. Of course, no suicide could happen, but it took place. That this author had to leave the earth and go to the other worlds. So now, what are the important commandments for authors, for walk-ins, people who become walk-ins? They have to raise their vibration level and completely keep it floating, keep it at the higher level to enable receiving energies from higher frequencies. This is number one. Finish all the important tasks which the walk-in had begun in the first phase of the mission. Suppose my task is to spread vegetarianism. I should do it with all the briskness possible and reject work and things that no longer have excitement for me. So you can make out a distinction between one person who was not, between a person who was a walk-in and another person in the same family. Because you will suddenly find the mindset of that person who has become a walk-in completely changed. His books will change, his friends will change, his priorities will change, his dress will change, and he will go out of the way to help socially people who are known to him. He will deliver service publicly and reject payments. He will have attachment to nothing, expect nothing, and fear nothing. He will stop looking at, the walk-in will stop looking at himself through the eyes of the world and instead look at himself or herself through the eyes of the higher self. The higher self will be guiding him or her, and he will be living anew, living afresh as a spirit, knowing that all things happen because of our beliefs. So many things happen when a walk-in really takes place. But there are certain things which many of our people do not know. That is, they want to, the astral masters want each of us to know that we should all be able to do the best as long as we are here in this world. So what they do is they
या सौरभ जी, राजन सर का कुछ हो गया क्या उसमें?
शायद वो डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए।
ओके ओके, ठीक है, तब तक बाकी लोग अपने क्वेश्चन तैयार रखेंगे और रेज हैंड करेंगे सो दैट लेट हिम रीजॉइन अगेन। तो सौरभ जी, आप उनको पैनलिस्ट में ले सकते हो कि मुझे ही लेना पड़ेगा? हेलो
मैम ले लूंगा मैं।
हाँ, वैसे मैं अभी बस 2 मिनट में मैं पहुंच जाऊंगी। बाकी लोग हैंड रेस कर लीजिए, जिनको जो भी क्वेश्चंस हैं अंडरस्टैंड करिए, जो भी दिक्कत है, जो भी आपको क्वेश्चंस है। श्रुति का हैंड रेस था, बाकी लोग भी हैंड रेस कर लीजिए। सो वी विल अनम्यूट एंड यू हैव टू स्टार्ट योर कैमरा इफ यू वांट टू आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन। ठीक है, कैमरा सही रहेगा सौरभ जी?
कैमरा वाला ऑप्शन देखना पड़ेगा, कैमरा का ऑप्शन आ रहा है ये नहीं आ रहा।
चलिए ठीक है, अदरवाइज ठीक है,
पैनलिस्ट में मूव करके फिर कैमरा तो शुरू हो ही जाएगा।
ठीक है ठीक है। बाकी लोग जब तक 5 minutes आंखें बंद करेंगे, दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी हाई टॉपिक. यू विल अंडरस्टैंड आपके चारों तरफ आपके साथ क्या हो रहा है, आप किन के साथ हैं. Walking is very very higher knowledge. So let us do 5 minutes meditation until he is joining again us. Okay.
सर आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए सर.
Yes, sir. Rajan, sir, please carry on.
Yeah. Sorry, there was an interruption. I don't know why it got off.
Very high energy, sir.
Is it too high for you, this matter?
No. I guess lots of high energy is just as a drip. We felt it, so that rest all people are now means ready to receive further.
Okay. So now I'll just only 2 minutes more. Okay. Now, with that, we'll stop walk-ins. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So my advice to all our people is, we do not know how many are walk-ins or how many are not already walk-ins, but the fact remains, because if you read those books, you will know a person who has become a walk-in will definitely be visible from his own behavior, from his mindset, from his priorities, from the way he does the work sincerely. From all that, you can make out whether the person is a walk-in. Okay. A walk-in cannot happen just like that only by sitting in meditation. There must be some incidents which happen to make a person as a walk-in. Invariably, it's an accident or an illness or some injury. Okay, all this takes place, and then the person is definitely, probably would have fainted. All that takes place, and it can happen even in your sleep, mind you. So from then on, the person will behave as if there is some mental depression for him. Okay, but that doesn't mean all people who appear like that are walk-ins. So we have to be very cautious to know how to identify walk-ins. But one common strain is that walk-ins always work for the common good. Okay. And there is a big brotherhood of walk-ins throughout the world. So great experiments which need solution are given through walk-ins. If you want a cure for coronavirus, who knows, it may be a walk-in who is giving the vaccination, important principles to make the medicine as a cure for corona. Okay. So walk-ins are people who act on behalf of greater astral masters in the other worlds. So there are a lot of walk-ins in our PSSM, there must be, and we are sure the whole humanity will benefit through walk-ins. So it is our duty to see that we do our duty with all the dedications and sincerity possible. Only then we can become walk-ins. And that way, we are lucky that through this great movement and through our great Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji, we are on the right lines and we are able to know more and more about so many things, including walk-ins. And thank you all the beautiful souls here. So we'll do 15 minutes meditation and then depart. Is it okay?
Sir, questions.
Questions you can ask. Shoot questions.
Yes. First, I would like to start, sir. Sir, for the viewers, can you tell the difference, sir? I mean, like enlightened person and the walk-ins. What is exactly means? A walking is
Both
already
are
an enlightened being, right?
Yeah, walk-ins are enlightened people, okay, but enlightened people are not walk-ins. All enlightened are not walk-ins, but all walk-ins are enlightened. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And their common agenda means the main sign is, I think they will work for the betterment of the humanity, not they will work for the selfish motto, or there will not be any personal agenda for them, right? They
No
will be
personal
think,
agenda.
okay,
Yeah.
right.
No personal agenda at all. They will work for the common good. That's why they come with so much knowledge, information, contacts, everything. Okay. The greatest of scientists have been given help only through their friends who are walk-ins. Okay. In fact, Ruth Montgomery has told the item which we require in regular household use. I think she refers to the bulbs. Thomas Alva Edison, I think. Okay. He did not have the knowledge, but then it was a walk-in who helped him to manufacture bulbs. Understand? So even the greatest things which we use in our day-to-day use are got only even Firestone. Have you heard of Firestone? Firestone was a very great industrialist who developed pneumatic tires for motor vehicles. Unless you had rubberized tires for motor vehicles, you couldn't have had transport at all. So that whole thing was made through the help of walk-ins. Okay. Yeah. What is the next question? Anything else?
Yeah, anybody? Shruti, you wanted to ask something, right?
Ma'am, Rijuji, I will first unmute Rijuji so she can ask the question.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. I'm
Thank
not
you.
able to. Yeah.
Thank you, Rajan sir. It was very
Yeah.
informative. And I just wanted to ask one question. These walking souls, do they choose always good bodies, good souls, or like a person can be a thief, or can they be in that body?
No, these are all chosen after going through their whole life history. You know, how they have behaved in the last so many years, whether they have been truthful, number one. Okay. True
Right.
to themselves, true to others. Okay. And whether they have been really following the steps of the master.
Right.
So, uh,
Okay,
so
and another, sorry, just another question related to this, please. So, how do the family, the person, when these walking souls enter their body, so what about their family members? How do they recognize the person is now changing, behaving differently? Do they reveal this truth that they have taken the body, or how this happens?
some time for them to understand. They will not be see when Mahatma Gandhi became like that, his family did not know why he is doing like that. Okay, it took some time for them. It took even the world for the whole world to know that Mahatma Gandhi is a walk-in. It took some time, but the family members will be able to make out from the person's words that come out of his mouth. The words that come out of his mouth. He will not speak unnecessarily. He will not speak ill of anyone. And earlier I say देखेंगे तो ऐश करते होंगे पहले
Right.
going to movies every every week or every month, going for movies or drinking or going for gambling, all this एक ये सब एकदम खत्म हो जाएगा. ये अलग सा path. He will go in a separate path altogether. From then, and he will start reading books which are of interest to help humanity. He may start reading Eternal Lessons by Yogananda Paramahamsa. Or so many great books are there, no? So they may start reading books, very good books, and books which are interesting and which help him to develop spiritually. Whereas earlier he must have been reading detective stories, Sherlock Holmes, this, that, so many things, or seeing Western movies. ये सब एकदम खत्म हो जाएगा, all these things. Okay.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. So shall we do some meditation?
So there are two more questions, two more participants also.
Few more questions, sir. Then we will do, sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
please. Yeah.
Shoot.
Monica ji, I am unmuting you, please.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Sir, can I speak in Hindi?
हाँ हिंदी में बात कीजिए ना.
जी सर मैं ये पूछना चाहती हूँ कि आफ्टर डूइंग गुड मेडिटेशन एंड इफ अ पर्सन इज एनलाइटेंड तो कैन ही दिस एक्सचेंज ऑफ सोल कैन बी हैपन ही कैन बिकम वॉकिंग
हो सकता है लेकिन वो लगातार करना होगा. You must be able to get your third eye open, number one. Okay. Unless your
Okay.
third eye opens, you cannot say you have reached a good level. Number one.
Right.
Number two, you must be able to do continuously 4 hours, 6 hours meditation without any difficulties. Number three
Ji,
is
sir.
your sincerity in doing it, and you are helping other souls. You must conduct meditation, teach meditation. And just like your karma, see, suppose you have bad karma, how do you burn up bad karma? You can burn up bad karma by doing regular meditation and also teaching hundreds and thousands of people. Go to different schools, different colleges, different places where you go. You can't be sitting at home and you become a walk-in. It's not possible. You have to go out into the world and to go out, meet people, help more people to develop themselves. There may be people waiting for your advice. See, we have converted in one place where we went 100 families into vegetarian. They were all staunch non-vegetarians for 50 years. 100 families, they took up vegetarianism. Okay. Because what we did was cleverly, Girija madam, what she did, she told them, I want you all to do meditation, but not for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, as you see other organizations telling. Because in our own place, where in Tamil Nadu, there are people who are doing only 15 minutes meditation and developing side effects afterwards. But when we insisted everyone should come full 1 hour, they should do meditation. They started doing it. And you will not believe it, within 3 months, every fellow has become a vegetarian because they couldn't eat it. See, they couldn't bear the sight of non-vegetarian food, even though they were eating it for 40 years. All because of meditation. We never told them don't eat non-veg. We simply told them do meditation, but not less than 1 hour. So that trick really played havoc in 100 families. All of them, there were Muslims, there were Christians, there were Hindus. So we could convert 100 families into vegetarian families, and they are very happy because they are not gone to hospitals or doctors after they became vegetarians. You understand? So this is the way you should start helping people. You don't have to make them change their habits suddenly overnight, but make them do meditation, nothing more. And that is what Patriji started. We were following him to the letter and spirit. We could understand. The moment you tell about non-vegetarian food, 10 people will get up and go away. So rather than say that, you make them do meditation, then you will see the difference. There was one Christian family. He said that each time I sit for dinner after learning meditation, he could feel that as if the chickens are running across the table. Can you understand? Can you imagine? So he became a vegetarian overnight. So it is up to us, our sincerity, to make them good spiritual souls, you know. That will be उसी तरह से हम करना होगा, उनको सिखाना होगा. आप बहुत सीरियसली सिखाने से आपका पूरा वॉक इन होने का संभावना और ज्यादा बढ़ जाए.
Ji, sir. Ji.
Is it okay,
Thank you,
madam?
sir.
समझ गए
Ji,
ना?
sir. Ji, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Teaching of meditation,
हाँ.
more the chances, because you will be becoming tool to serve the humanity. So the
Yeah.
other soul will, that higher soul will find that body to serve the humanity in a better way. Yeah, that's the
You will become,
I mean.
your presence will be known to the other masters, spiritual masters. अभी अभी आपका हालत कैसा है मालूम? There are so many people ready, so many souls are ready to enter the souls to become walk-in. लेकिन यहाँ पर they are not able to get the right body.
Yes, yes.
Listen, Ruth
Yeah.
Montgomery says there are lakhs of eligible souls waiting to come to the earth as walk-ins and get into the bodies of people, so that they can do the such work. But those bodies are not eligible because they are not done good things. Understand? So they keep on searching. It is like, you know, I'll tell you a small formula. There's no time actually. Okay, quickly I'll tell you. How does
So such a
how does
interesting topic,
Patriji
sir.
identify? Pardon?
Such an interesting topic, sir. Your time is exceeded. Don't worry, sir. But you just take care, sir. It's very interesting, and these people are really interesting to become eligible for that, actually, sir. Yeah.
You know, how does Patriji, when he plays meditation, have you noticed it? I'm sharing a secret with you. Patriji, when he plays the meditation, you keep a watch. When he is observing the crowd, he can see the light above the head of people who are enlightened. You understand? अगर 500 लोग रहते हैं एक हॉल में, वहां ध्यान करते समय उनको दिखाई देगा जो लोग एकदम enlightened है. He can make out because the aura will really play havoc at the time. उस समय he is able to identify. Otherwise, how he would have come to us? Think about, there are 300 people in the hall. He came straight to us. How did he come to us? Because he said, these are the people, and from then on, we are with him for 22 years. Can you imagine? Whereas at least about 20, 30 families which are there, they are not there now. You understand? So the same way, astral masters from the other side keep watching who are the souls which are fully developed and deserving to become a walk-in. And walk-in hone ke naate, we are able to do things very well, very committed, and everything falls in place. See, you read the Jesus Christ quotation, seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness first. Seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all else will be added unto you. What is the meaning? If you seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness mane kya? Righteousness mane dhyana, swadhyaya, sajjana sangatya. Ye तीनों होने से, you seek that first and you start getting it or doing it, then all else will be added unto you. तो अपने आप सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा अपने अपने परिवार में. समझ गए? So this is what we have to do to become walk-ins. So let us hope among you there will be many more walk-ins, many walk-ins coming up. So all the best to all of you. Thank
Yes,
you.
one more last, sir. One last. Shruti, you just, then we will finish and we will have one last, sir. She is having some experiences also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
just.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Rajan sir, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful experience and sharing your wisdom. Sir, I
Yeah.
just have a small query. I don't know whether it is relevant or not because I tried to understand the concept of walk-in. सर मुझे ये जानना है, जैसे आपने बताया कि जैसे ही walk-in soul आ जाता है, transition होती है, तो the person's complete mindset gets changed. तो उस
Yeah.
mindset चेंज होने के साथ साथ जो डिटैचमेंट होती है मे बी फॉर लव्ड वंस और फैमिली, वो ग्रेजुअली होती है या देयर इज आल्सो अ सडन चेंज इन दैट एज वेल?
See, इसमें एक्चुअली मैं पहले ही बताया ना, जो सिलेक्शन होता है ना, वो सिलेक्शंस विल बी फ्रॉम पीपल हुज अटैचमेंट इज मिनिमम. समझ गए? People who have got a large family to support, people who have got old parents to be supported, इस तरह के लोग को चुनते नहीं वो लोग. They won't be taken as walk-ins because they cannot obviously do good for anyone else. पहले अपने अपने charity begins at home. समझ गए? पहले अपने अपने जो जिम्मेदारी है, that should be over to become eligible for a walk-in. Understand?
Okay.
In our case, I'll give you very plainly in 2 seconds. I'll tell you. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law, all of them have gone at least about 15-20 years back. समझ गए? And no brother-in-law, sister-in-law, उन सब के साथ रिश्तेदारी नहीं है हमारे लिए, because we have gone into another path. इसीलिए we have come out completely detached from all of them. So जब आप अकेले होके अपने परिवार सिर्फ इसी काम में लगे हुए हैं, तो आपको ज्यादातर उनका इसका इन्फ्लुएंस हो जाएगा, and you will be more eligible to become a walk-in, because a walk-in soul will not take up or exchange a soul where the other person is having a lot of baggage of karma or attachment to different individuals or attachment to any purpose in life. Like for example, I want to accumulate 100 crores during my lifetime. ऐसे कुछ लोग हैं ना. They want to accumulate money, they want to build big bungalows. ऐसे सब नहीं है. We leave everything like the surrender experiment of Michael Singer. We leave it to chance. We don't aim for money, and we don't want any position, power, success. All that we don't aim for that. वो अपने आप आ जाता है. समझ गया? So when you have attachments like family attachments, walk-in आना काफी मुश्किल है. But if you have developed a sense of detachment, possibly you could still become a walk-in. A sense of detachment, and you start working towards this common goal, then you can definitely become a walk-in.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. One last person, sir. He was from the starting. Yes, Manthan, please do it. Yeah. Yeah, I think, sir, one more thing, sir, like if we are attached, and how can we do the service for others? Because we will be always bother about the taking care of family and these and that. So that is also a common sense for us. If we are more into, yes, sir.
I will tell you that. I will tell you my our own example.
Yes.
I got married at the age of 28, but by the age of around 40, all my responsibilities are over towards my children. Okay. I met Patriji when I was 45 years. From then on, I am fully involved. You understand? You don't have to be immediately do it. You gradually get into the right path. You understand? तुरंत सबको छोड़ के हिमालय जाना मुश्किल है.
Yes.
You follow this, along with that you carry it out during your spare time. Don't stay aloof from spirituality. जब मौका मिले तो you teach as many people as possible. You are doing it right now, but then you have to do more. You understand? And be serious so that people are definitely gaining out of that experience that you are giving them. Be a light unto yourself. So when you do that, automatically when you will be set free from all the other things. मुझे तो ऐसा ही लग रहा है अभी that the divine or the universe has made me free only because I have to do greater things. I look at it that way. So I have been made free. I don't have to visit anyone. I don't have to go to anyone. I don't have attachments with anyone like that. But I am still in the groove. I'm still part of the whole movement. I'm still able to do whatever I can. So why say that? It is like being on the drop on the a drop of water on the lotus leaf. You understand? You don't get yourself fully attached to it, but you can come out of it at any time, at the shortest time. But things will work out in such a way that by the time you become a walk-in, the whole thing, everything will get detached. Samajh gaya? If you are really eligible, things will get detached automatically. Yes, anything else?
Last question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one question, sir. One last. Manthan ji, please unmute करिए.
हाँ sir.
Yeah, बोलिए.
So actually, I wanted to know, as you put your example as the author, you walk into the author's souls. So how does soul and author's soul is existing in the same body?
नहीं वैसे नहीं है. That author has died before he or she died. उनका सोल मेरे जिंदगी में आ गया. समझ गया? मेरा निकल गया, ओरिजिनल निकल गया. समझ गया? My soul has gone away, and the author's soul has entered my body. You understand? There can't be two souls in a body.
Yeah. So where does your soul went then?
Other soul goes away to the other. I have become a new soul altogether from that particular date. समझ गया?
Oh, okay. So you
entered me. Now I am so and so. Suppose it was Munshi Premchand. I become Munshi Premchand from that day onwards. समझ गया?
Yes.
My soul consists of Munshi Premchand's soul. So whatever he wanted to write, I will be writing or continuing that. You understand?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Us about Patriji, how he has become the walk-in, and he is his example, sir.
He had an accident in that particular year, 1982. Okay, 81, I think, or so. He had an accident. He was admitted into a nursing home. From the next day, I didn't ask details, but he only told us in the course of some discussion. After that, the next day, I think he must have been given some tranquilizer at that time for a small surgery. And from the next day onwards, he has become a walk-in. And because he could see this, those great masters who were witnesses of the walk-in operation. This is known as a walk-in operation. समझ गए? Raghavendra Swami was there, Jesus was there, Mahathir Baba was there for him. And my grandson authenticated that I am walk-in of so-and-so. My grandson is a full third eye master, so he said. Yes, tell me, anything else? Yes, Rose?
Is more than enough, but yes, it is a very, very interesting topic. And yes, the takeaway from today's session is, I think we need to be very, very service minded. We need to work for the common agenda to how to raise the vibration of this earth and how to complete this 10 years of transition period, how we all are facing this situation, but how to raise the vibration, how to pull the people from that vibration to another, there's fifth and other dimensions, that is the agenda. And here the role of walking, so being eligibility, we need to think for others in serving in a way through spiritual science, and that is none other than that is teaching meditation. So
And
first
you should do it selflessly.
Yes. No hidden agenda, no expectation should be there, no name, fame. Otherwise, it will be again for our own personal desires, right? So that is the thing, takeaways. I think so. This is the concept for everywhere, like in immortality concepts, ascended master concepts. So whatever the bigger wisdom we get, this is the only criteria they all need actually. And because all the civilizations, they also ended because they were having their personal agendas. So this is the also biggest learning, right, sir? And sir, yes, sir.
One last thing I want to add. One person asked me a question the other day during another program. How does the person know that so-and-so is going to become a walk-in, or who is the walk-in? This is a question. So then I told that person, because it is mentioned in the book also, it's not my knowledge, it's the knowledge gained through Ruth Montgomery and so many other authors, that the person's face will keep on coming. It is mentioned in the book. The person's face will keep on coming for no apparent reason. Okay. You will be wondering, kyun bar inka shakal aa raha hai? You will be wondering. But this person keeps on coming to remind you that we had a soul agreement with that X. Understand? Then only this happens. So that is a proof that you are going to be the walk-in shortly of that particular person. You understand? This I forgot to tell.
Okay, in meditation, the person will be appearing, sir. Means that
in dream he will come. In meditation he will come. In when you are sitting and alone and you are watching something, suddenly he will come. And when an accident or something like that happens affecting your physical body, then he will come. He or she. Okay, that's all.
Okay, wow,
So this is
great.
clearly indicated in that particular book I read, Ruth Montgomery's book. Okay.
Yeah, sir. What a great coincidence. Actually, all the viewers, we all know that today Girija madam was about to come, and from after this 21st June, sir, we all were feeling lots of differences in us, sir, actually. And last 3 days back only, I was getting that book, what you are mentioning, sir, Strangers Amongst Us. It happened that book came to me in my hand, and actually my swadhyay is also there. So somebody asked me, ma'am, you prepare the topic. Then I told ki, okay, I will do Osho's topic. But that book fell down and it came in my hand. And I was thinking why this book is coming in my hand. I have not read that book, sir. But I was having a strong fascination to read that book. So all of a sudden, this happened 3 days back. And now today your session, and when you were explaining I can feel the huge energy influx, sir, and as if there is something great is there in that book to decode for all of us. In fact, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
everybody need to read that book and decode about themselves. Means we are not this body itself. We are beyond that. We have accelerated because these people, sir, they all are service minded in this group, sir. Actually, all are
Very
service mindset. All are doing lots of meditation and all are dedicated to serve others, sir. So
Very
I think
good.
this book itself attracted you to our group, sir, today. In fact,
Oh,
we
thank you.
wanted your session, but not today. It was not today, but that book brought you here, sir. That's amazing, sir. Amazing.
Okay, then, so I'll take leave
Yeah.
because I've got work. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will have meditation, sir. Thanks.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rose. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. Thanks.
Also.
Thanks, sir. Thanks for coming, sir.
Bye. Bye.
Okay. Uh, Sarji, tonight we will play that song Utro Mujhme. Now let us we all realize our true nature and who we really are, and let us we all become eligible. Maybe some of already is already there. So I think Shruti can see so many things, and so many people can experience all those things. So let us do intense meditation, my dear friends. So Saurabh, you today play that music. We can continue here itself, I think. Or shall we change this link, Saurabh ji? What do you say? हम लोग यहाँ से move करें? Yeah. एक second. Now for the YouTube viewers. Sorry, now we are going to stop the YouTube video. We will continue with our night sessions, my dear friends.